We are discussing rules relating to minors agreement. In that, we have already discussed 5 points about rules relating to minors agreement. Now, sixth point is liability for torts. Now, what does it mean by torts? So, torts is different type of law or category of law. Tort is civil wrong, means something which is a wrongful act, something which is wrong, but it is a civil wrong, not a criminal wrong. So, whether minor will be liable for torts. A tort is a civil wrong. A minor is liable in torts. So, a minor, if he does something which is wrong as per law of torts, he can be held liable for that. Unless in reality that tort should not be a breach of contract, then the minor can be held liable for torts. So, what is torts? Torts is a civil wrong. A minor can be held liable for doing something which is a wrongful act as per law of torts, but that tort or that wrongful act should not be a breach of contract. For example, a minor borrowed a horse for riding only. So a minor, he went to an owner of the horse and he borrowed a horse from him. While giving the horse, the owner said that this horse can be used only for riding and it should not be used for jumping. Minor said yes. Then minor lent that horse to his friend, and his friend used that horse for jumping and the horse was killed by the friend. In this case, the minor was held liable for torts. So what he has done, he gave that borrowed horse to his friend and he did not inform anything about that. In this case, what minor has done, it is wrong and therefore he is liable for law of torts under law of torts. So minor can be held liable for torts. Seventh point is no insolvency. No insolvency. Now, who is insolvent? So, who can be called as insolvent? So, insolvent is a person who is unable to pay his debts and dues. That person is called as insolvent. No insolvency means minor cannot be declared as insolvent. Why minor cannot be declared as insolvent? So, a minor cannot be declared as insolvent as he is incapable of contracting debts and dues. So, as per Contract Act, he cannot enter into contract or agreement to take debts and dues. Therefore, he cannot be no question of he being declared as insolvent. So, minors' dues and debts are payable from the personal property of the minor and he is not personally liable. So, if any debts and dues are payable, only there will be a liability of the minor's property will be liable for that. Minor personally will not be liable for the repayment of dues and debts. So, minor cannot be declared as insolvent. Next point, partnership. Now, what is partnership? So, partnership is an agreement. So, all the partners agree amongst themselves or they enter into a contract to carry on a business and share the profits of that business. So, that is a partnership. So, as a minor is incapable to enter into contract or agreement, so the minor cannot be a partner in partnership form. As per Indian Contract Act, minor is incompetent to enter into contract. Therefore, partnership comes into existence by way of a contract between the partners. Therefore, minor cannot be a partner in a partnership firm. But as per Section 30 of Indian Partnership Act, a minor can be admitted to the benefits of partnership. So, minor can be admitted as the partner in the partnership firm as per Section 30, but he will be liable to have a share in the profits of the partnership, but he will not be held liable for losses of the firm. Ninth point. Minor can be an agent. So, whether a minor can be appointed as an agent or not. So, here, yes, minor can be appointed as an agent. Now, who appoints an agent? So, principal, a person who cannot do certain acts, he cannot remain present everywhere, so he appoints an agent to act on his behalf. So that agent will have an authority to act on behalf of the principal. So whether a minor can be appointed as the agent or not. A minor can be appointed as an agent, but the minor will not be liable to his principal for his acts. So whatever minor does, minor will not be liable to principal or even to third party, but the principal will be liable for whatever has been done by the minor. So minor is a person who deals with a third party, who acts as a middleman between principal and the third person. So whatever is done by the minor, minor himself he will not be liable for that, but his principal will be liable for the acts of the minor. So here in such a cases, if the principal appoints a minor as his agent, so it will be the risk of the principal, risk to the principal after appointing a minor as an agent. So minor will not be liable for anything whatever has been done by him, but the principal will be liable for minor's act. So this is the 9th rule relating to minor. 10th is minor cannot bind parent or guardian. So whether whatever has been done by the minor, whatever he does, whether his parents or whether his guardian can be bound by his acts or not. So no, minor cannot bind parent or guardian. So if there is no expressed or implied authority or power from guardian or parent, a minor is not capable of binding his parents or guardians. So whatever has been done by the minor, if there is no expressed or implied authority, then the parents or guardians will not be bound by the minor's act. The parents will be held liable only when the child is acting as an agent of the parents. So there will be no liability of the parents or guardians for whatever has been done by the minor if there is no authority to do so. But if the parents have appointed a minor as an agent, he is acting as an agent of his parents, then only the parents will be liable for his acts. 11th point, joint contract by minor and adult. So whenever there is a joint contract means in one contract, on one side there is one minor and one adult. So there is a joint contract, and on the other side there is one adult or major person. So in such case, adult will be held liable and not minor. So as minor's agreement is void, so whatever happens, minor will not be liable for that. Only adult will be held liable. Now what is joint contract? Say for example, there is a joint purchase. Joint purchase by two purchasers. So there are two purchasers. One amongst that is minor, one is a major. In that case, they are going to purchase the property. The person who is the seller of the property, if there is some issue with respect to the selling property or anything, in that case, the seller can enforce the contract only against the major purchaser, and not the minor purchaser will not be liable for anything. So, in case of joint contract by minor and adult, only the adult will be held liable and minor will not be liable for anything what happens in the contract. Thank you.